Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. This, I've been meaning to talk about it. I got a good excuse to talk about it now because it made the TV news, but it was a topic I meant to, since it made the TV news, it gave me the perfect excuse. And this one was one that kind of, I almost want to say what really pisses me off or annoys the hell out of me. With this one, I almost want to be acting like that YouTuber, that comedian. I'm subscribed to him. I haven't watched his stuff in a long time. The guy named Ticked Off Vic. And I almost want to be like him on this subject and be like, you know what pisses me off? Or you know what? Okay, well, anyway, on with what I'm going to talk about here, the very thing I'm talking about. Trump is actually talking about doing a good thing, rolling back stupid-ass regulations for appliances. And here's why I'm rooting for this, because it involves a thing that kind of mildly pisses me off, and I'm glad he's rolling back in regulations. According to the news, he's all these water regulations about these fanatics that they think they're saving water, and they're making appliances like to use as little water as possible. And they think they're saving the environment. Some appliances, that shit doesn't work. Okay, let me explain. For one thing, an example of newer washing machines, and even some of them ones that were in the building me and my partner used to live in, they had a laundry room. They were like newer. Anywhere you go, you buy a new laundry machine. Back when I was a kid, in the early 1980s, late 1970s, early 80s, the washing machines, they had enough water and they had an extra rinse cycle to get all the fucking soap out of the clothes, because back then they didn't come up with, I think it was just coming out, you had the laundry powders back in my day. And if you didn't have enough water, of course the water level, when you put too much laundry in, that laundry powder. Well, anyway, you didn't have hypoallergenic stuff, and if you didn't wash all the, well, if you put too much soap, it's not a good thing. Yeah, it happens, but your damn itch. But anyway, yeah, from putting too much soap, that can happen anyway. But anyway, I'm saying back in our day, us as older people, we knew when the washing machines had a good amount of water to be able to rinse clothes, because even if you put a minimal amount of soap, you want that fucking soap rinsed out of the clothes with an extra rinse cycle. That's just how it is, because even if you didn't use too much soap like I explained, you still need to get all that out of there. But no, the newer fucking machines created by these environmental wackos, I'm all for the environment in a way. For example, not fucking up, maybe national parks, or not fucking up your public park in your town. Make a nice, serene, natural air for people to walk around, and don't let people litter garbage all over the place, I know. And when you're talking about water that comes out of washing machines and toilets, I don't want to go in off track and subject matter for another video, reasons why environmental. Yeah, I agree, we had a people figure out couldn't let our turds just get washed in the river any old where. But okay, but I digress. I'm saying I understand a part of what people are trying to make an effort with the environment. I get it, but they think that they're gonna save the environment by making the washing machines so they don't have that extra rinse cycle, and so that the water level goes only barely enough to wash the fucking clothes, like enough. You ever look in these washing machines? You know what I do? As soon as I hear it fill up and the agitator starts going, I got a bucket of water that I'm filling up to the faucet. Like a lot of our basements have like the wash tubs here, and you have a faucet. Most of them even nowadays, right? So I would take a bucket, fill the water. When I hear it agitate, and take one bucket of water, throw it in there. You know why? Because when you open these new washing machines, unlike when me and you were young people of my generation, I'm going to be 53 years old in April here. Maybe a few years younger than me probably know this. You look at these washing machines, You think that's enough to wash your damn clothes, and they give you some of these things. Years ago, they cut out that one extra rinse cycle, which I think you needed to fucking wash the clothes right. So now the washing machines, well, some of them had a dial back when I was a kid, right? That you could willingly bypass one cycle for delicates, or you can turn the dial over here where it'll run for that extra rinse cycle, which you need. But they did away with that extra rinse cycle, like when I was a kid and when I was younger. And, well, you were able to set the water level. They literally made the washing machine so it puts only barely enough of water. You see that water when you open it up after it's filled. You know, the agitator stops when you hear it and you open it up. But you can see there's barely enough of fucking water in there. And say whether you use the liquid detergent or you drop one Tide Pod in there. And then, yeah, you go through one rinse cycle. Nowadays, they're automatically, instead of you adjusting the water level by hand. Well, even the older washing machines, you still had to watch not to overfill them, because you still, if you put too much, you want to be in a hurry, you want to get everything done in one load instead of two loads. You still, even back in the day, if it was too tight in there, how the fuck is that water going to get washed away? Even with the extra rinse cycle with the washers back in the day, your clothes would kind of come out funky. And not only that, back then we had those big boxes of powdered detergent. And if you overfilled it, well, plus you couldn't use cold water, really. A lot of your powdered detergents, no matter what the TV says, the powdered detergent you put too, even if you put the right amount, that shit don't always dissolve. You had to watch the size of the load back then. Still, but now, okay, whatever amount of clothes you put in there, right, it automatically somehow adjusts to put as little water as possible, right? Well, like I said, I don't like that shit. I fill a bucket with water after I hear the water level fill up. And when I hear the agitator starts going, I take a bucket of water. Excuse me there. Where was I? All right, okay. Yeah, put a bucket of water in there, like I said. Kind of had a little bit of phlegm there, excuse me. But anyway. So anyway, that pisses me off. They're not saving no goddamn water by that. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. I'm damn glad Trump is changing that. Maybe the newer washing machines they start manufacturing will turn back, kind of closer to the way they was. And there's still there's a gazillion people out there that own a washing machine, and then some people use laundromats too, and you could be saving a lot of water. I grant that, but I argue that you're not saving no damn water by forcing government force, forcing companies to make these appliances so they use little water as possible to wash your fucking clothes. That ain't going to work, because you're always going to have, on the other hand, these people that are obsessed with hosing. I mean, some people like to hose, that wash their car. They still do that themselves, because some people, instead of going to the car wash, they don't trust the car washes, and their car is their baby. They don't trust whether it's a hand car wash that's still around or them brushes. They like to be in front of their neighbors. And well, there are some people that are obsessed with hosing their car, and you're going to get different people out there. You get those ones obsessed with hosing their porch. It ain't even dirty. You use a fucking broom or blower. But you always got, I don't know, you Fiends guys have that going on too, and so we got that in Western PA here. That person, porch ain't even that fucking dirty, that they just, I think it's mostly women that do this. Old ladies and middle-aged and old ladies, obsessed with hosing things, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got that. Yeah, if you got the right comedian, white or black, you can have a lot of fun with that shit. Then the ones that are in Western Pennsylvania, we got them both black and white. Well, the ones that are white, I think I got a kick out of. We used to see around here that the old men are looking at. For example, you had the women and girls thinking they're such hot shit, you know, they just went there forever hosing some car because they want to be out there in shorts when all the guys look at them. The younger ones, and even when I was a teenager, I'm a straight male like anybody else, you know, and I was back then. But even, say, girls my age, I'm like, yeah, you want me to look at you, you think that I'm going to be envious and like I want yours, yeah, or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, then you had the middle-aged and old ladies that try to dress like they're 15 and 16 and 17 out there, you know, their little tank tops and shorts that they're too old to dress that way, you know what I mean? And obsessed with hosing because they want all the guys to look at them, and some of them too, both whether teenage or any other age group, they'll go out. The ones that will go out there, you can make other videos about. I got AJ's rants, the YouTuber AJ's rants in my head right now on that subject. Be out there, maybe different ones, middle-aged women and teenager 20s out there, obsessed with hosing, wasting water, like out there for hours hosing something or a car. They want all the men to look at them or all that, and they go out there to get men to look at them, and just so they can go out and bitch that, oh, all the men are looking at me, they're undressing me with their eyes. Yeah, you got those. That's video content too. So when it comes to my mind, people that are obsessed with hosing shit, I don't know, some old dudes are like that, you know, but mostly that comes to my mind. And but anyway, my point to this video is, if you were to, what they were doing to these newer washing machines, whatever you say, presidents did wanted to appease the environmental fanatics, saving water or shit. I think the Obama era was starting that. What the fuck is the point in that? My whole point to this ramble, when I was rambling about all this other stuff, right, to put it all together so it don't look like redundant rambling. Why the fuck regulate the amount of the amount of water that could be in your washing machine that you can barely damn wash your clothes the right way, like it's saving water? What the fuck is the point? When somebody, a bunch of the people like I just mentioned, are obsessed with hosing shit, they're going to waste a fucking bunch of water anyway. So it seems to me, what are you going to do? Have like just surveillance everywhere in the world and satellite surveillance. Just try to stop all these like, what do you call it? Crafty middle-aged and young ladies and think they're shit out there and think they're big shit, or think they're just going out there in shorts and like they're the sexiest thing on the face of the earth, obsessed with hose and shit, you know, and they're out there and you know they do that shit too, because us men, you know why while I'm on that subject too, us men, you want to clean something, we want to fucking clean the shit, wash it. Occasionally men, they're not obsessed with hosing, but they're kind of babying their car, I don't know, but men don't do that shit even with a hose. We want to wash the shit. Some of us worked in industrial places where sometimes we had to push a broom and maybe power wash it. Get the fucking shit done. We don't spend the whole day like we're fucking hosing. Unless you're one of them soy boy simp types. You know, you're out there, you know, looking at the ladies or whatever. But like I said, I'm a straight male. Even when I was single back when I was younger. Straight male, don't get me wrong, but I saw through the bullshit. You know, I saw that thirst trap. Boy, these chicks be doing that shit, you know, but that's more like material for the YouTuber like AJ's rants and a couple of these other people, but I figure I'd just throw that in there. That was really important because, I mean, you can get some really funny material if you wanted to be a comedian, you know. I'm sure that shit was done to death, nothing new under the sun. Anyway, there are people obsessed with hosing. Lots of them all over the place. To a point where trying to save water by regulating, forcing companies to make washing machines that make as little water as possible. Oh, you get the idea. I'm repeating myself at this point, but I just figure I'd get that out there.